Welcome, Lord of Terror, and thank you for granting me this interview, because I actually did ask for this interview. Even though
did, yes, but
you wanted
that
to
was sort of after.
Yeah.
It was after about 20 emails of me begging you to be on your stream. So
it was
technically,
not 20.
I don't think it was so much of you offering me the interview. I think I just broke you mentally from the constant barrage of Twitter messages.
You knew exactly how to break me down, and here we are. And you subconsciously just slipped in the idea of interviewing you. So here we are with the interview. All right, then. Okay. So, like I said, I just recently found your channel, and I actually realized that most of your stories are true stories. You don't really do too many creepypastas. Is there a reason for that? Do you prefer the true stories?
I do prefer the true stories. I have written 2 creepypastas myself.
Oh.
I've written 2 of them. One is a Christmas special, and the other one is called The Night Nurse. But I tend to just do the problem is, I find, especially even the ones I've written myself, is people prefer the real ones quite a bit more. So you can spend minutes doing a creepypasta that maybe is one of the best creepypastas out there, but I find that a lot of people react. They might not care about it so much, or it goes relatively under the radar, so to speak. So
yeah, you know what? I feel like the true stories are extremely popular nowadays, and perhaps that's because people want something they could relate to more, or at least that they have in the back of their minds that actually happened to someone versus a creepypasta. So
exactly.
I could see what you're saying, what you're saying there.
It's always scarier when it could happen to you. That's what the news plays on and everything. It's always something that could happen to you. So
exactly, and if I recall correctly, I think I was listening to one of your videos and you stated that you don't use Reddit stories, correct?
That's correct. Yes, I don't use Reddit. I never have, actually.
Which is fascinating to me, because that means, the stories I've heard on your channel, I haven't heard them elsewhere. So you definitely are able to keep things fresh, but nobody else seems to be able to do that, even the bigger channels. So kudos to you. I'm not going to ask where you get your stories, obviously, because that would just be rude.
No, that's okay. I mean, what I did was I actually started about 1.5 years ago. I did about 3 videos, and then I stopped completely.
Uh-huh.
But what I did do is I left my email out there for people to be able to send me their stories.
Ah.
So what I would do is I always say to people when they send me a story, I say, could you please confirm that you haven't sent this to anybody else, because I don't want to do repeats of other people's narrations.
Wow.
And if they confirm, and then I check, I type it into Google, make sure it's not on Reddit and other things. And I also ask around if a friend has told me something's happened to one of their friends. I ask them if they could please write an account of it. And sometimes I've even chased news sources and things like that to get a story from them. So I go to great lengths. So it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time compared to just finding stories on Reddit. And I'm not judging those that do take stories from Reddit. There are plenty of channels much more successful than mine that do use stories from Reddit. So I would never judge. Something that I wanted to do when I started my channel.
No, I understand, but it's amazing. Like I said, the fact that you take the time and the effort to get stories. I'm not saying that everybody else doesn't, but what I mean, it seems like you had the opportunity to just run with this and do stories that nobody else has done, and you've made a great channel of it, in my opinion. I can definitely see your channel growing to be quite big, be up there with the big boys. So
thank you. That's very kind of you.
Why the name Lord of Terror?
Yes.
Where did the name come from?
Well, I thought that I wanted something sort of slightly British, maybe, and Lord, and then the terror fitted. So I just thought Lord of Terror, and I ran with that.
And the monocle just made it even more British.
Yes. Well, that's actually new. That's actually a new. I normally use the circle, the play button with
the bloody play button.
Play button, yes. But that is a new one. But I did say to slightly British, and he added the monocle. So
I see. So is that the only story behind the skeleton with the monocle, or is there anything else that, made you summon him up for your channel?
No, I just thought I needed something for Twitter when I opened my Twitter account, so I got a designer to make a quick thing, and he ran with. I said scary and British, and that's what he ran with.
Gotcha. Yeah, the British definitely comes across with the monocle there. With your channel, what have you been most satisfied with so far?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think what I've been most satisfied with is the actual. I've been most satisfied with the community and the fans of the community. I think it's just great. It really is fantastic. It's definitely the most positive niche on YouTube that I've found.
I'm not familiar with too much other channels, other types of channels in YouTube, but I could definitely say that I agree with you. The people that are part of this horror community here on YouTube are definitely amazing people, and everybody's just so welcoming and so willing to help you out.
Absolutely, yes. I found that, and also I found that negativity from fans of the genre isn't. It's if you were in any other, this is my opinion, but if you were in any other niche on YouTube and someone had seen or heard your video or story for the fourth or fifth time, they would be very upset or make a lot of comments or dislikes. That doesn't happen
exactly
with a horror narration.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. So when do you think you'll do a face reveal, or will you ever do a face reveal?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean, it's a difficult one because there's different ways that you could take this. And first, I just want to say I have no problem with my appearance whatsoever.
Well, that's good to know.
In the way I look. So if I don't, it's not because I'm scared of the reaction, like I'm some sort of ghastly creature that that should never show his face. But I think that there's different ways you can do it. If you don't show your face and you become a very big channel, there almost becomes this sort of witch hunt to expose you, and that can be very nasty because it's not just your face. It can also be your address. It could also be your name. It could also be other personal information that should never come to light. And so that's one way of looking at it. And then there's other ways where you could say, well, some people have done a face reveal. They've got it out of the way, and that.
Yeah, with the whole face reveal thing, even the bigger narrators now, they say that they wish they could have revealed at 5,000 subs, or something like 20,000 if they're at 1 million or 500,000 now, because there's just so much pressure on them. Like you said, it almost becomes like a witch hunt when you reach that level, and people are just trying to find out all sorts of crazy things about your identity. So I understand that.
So if I am going to do it, I will do it soon, I think, because I would rather do it now and get it out of the way, and that people have seen my face, and it becomes something uninteresting. Whereas if it does get up to 1,000 subs someday, and then I haven't shown my face, it could become this big witch hunt, and I definitely wouldn't want that.
Yeah, no, nobody wants that. I mean, I understand that to a point. The mystery kind of helps people imagine you while reading and all of that, and it's somehow beneficial. But I think it also comes to a point, like you said, that it does turn into something negative. And now that you said something about reading 500 or reaching 500,000 and all of that, do you have any special plans for when you reach 100,000, assuming that you will? Everybody just likes that question for whatever reason. When I say 100,000, they say, oh, well, I'll never reach it. But that's not the point. Let's assume that you will reach it.
Well, I definitely like to think I will reach it. And I wouldn't want to think in any other way, to be honest. I'm very set on that target. And I actually have that target end of this year.
Oh, amazing. That's great. See? That's positive. But so do you have anything special planned for then?
Yes, I'm going to probably go on holiday with the silver play button, and I was tempted on doing, I'm going to say it, if anyone else wanted to do the idea, they're more than welcome to do like the first ever sort of maybe perhaps reenacted scary story. So for example, if there's a scary story, you could maybe reenact it and have the voice over it, you know, with a camera attached to your head.
Wow, like a dramatization of it. That'd be really
Absolutely.
awesome. That would be great.
Cast and reenact that. So I don't know. We'll see, but I definitely I really want to have that silver play button on. That's something that I'm really.
Any particular place you would like to go on holiday for with the silver play button?
I'm somewhere not that is not England, so it could be anywhere, but it will be a big one for sure. It will mean a lot to me.
Oh, I'm sure. I think it would mean a lot to any of us well, I know you will, but if I were to ever reach that point, my God, I would probably go somewhere amazing and take a picture with it. And then that would be my face reveal. Let's see.
Sure, that's great.
Yeah.
It's important to think positively, and
It
also
is. It is very important. I agree.
going away from the positive thing, there are plenty of very, very, very bad channels that have 1 million plus subscribers.
You're telling me. And they get famous doing the worst things, but I'm not going to get into that topic. Okay, so who is your role model at this whole narrating thing and why?
Wow. It's not so much role models. Obviously, I look up to a lot of the bigger channels.
Mm-hmm.
I look up to a lot of the bigger channels, and I also look up to it's very strange, actually. Some of my favorite narration channels actually have not that many subs. Like Sinful Savant is a very good that I like a lot, and I think he has 6,000 subs. So I look at the people that I think it's obviously difficult at the top. It's something that I can't comprehend because I've never been there, but I do think a lot of admiration for those that are smaller YouTubers, to be honest, because you're doing it hope that someone finds your content. You're not just putting out a video because you know it will make 500,000 views and that will get you a fair amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it because you want to do it and you want people to find your content and you want to give it a go. So I think I actually look up most to the smaller YouTubers.
I see. Yeah, we all have to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
For me in particular, I admire not so much the sub count, but a lot of the quality of it. There's a few channels that I'm extremely fond of, and right now they're smaller channels. I'm really hoping to see them grow massively this year, but their quality is just amazing. And one of those channels is Morbid Minds. I don't know if you're familiar with Morbid Minds. We were joking around about that the other day. I don't know if you remember.
Yes.
Her channel is just amazing. I don't know. I mean, she has, I think last I checked, she had about 300 subs, and she just puts in time to her videos as if she were already had 50,000 subs, and it just blows my mind. Same thing with Creeperoni. She just recently started getting bigger, and to me she deserves way more subs than she has. And I'm not just trying to say this because they're friends of mine, but like you said, yeah. I look up to the smaller channels as well. Going back to the stories that you choose, we already discussed that you do more true stories and people seem to appreciate the true stories more. Is there a particular topic that you prefer doing it within the true story genre, or do you not care?
I do. I'm very picky about what stories I'm going to go ahead with, because there can be times where a lot of subscribers say they want to see, for example, Skinwalker stories or Ouija board from Beyond stories or werewolf stories and things like that. And those are the ones I don't touch personally. And again, same with Reddit. I'm not judging the ones that do. That's completely their choice. And a lot of fans enjoy those, but I don't believe in those things. So I much prefer the supermarket horror stories or bus horror stories, train horror stories. Those ones are my favorite because everyone takes the train, everyone goes to the supermarket, everyone does this. So it's one of those things that you get a very good reaction from, in my opinion, where people will react very well to it.
I see. Okay, so the more likely it is to happen to someone, the more you
Exactly.
care for it. So you would probably not enjoy, I'm not saying you wouldn't like, but you wouldn't enjoy as much doing something like a drug deal gone wrong because it's not something that we all experience on a daily basis.
Exactly that. Yes.
Okay. All right.
And that's
I
just my
understand.
personal. And I don't judge narrators on their story choices. It's their channel, and they're more than welcome
No, I
to release.
understand. And you know, as a listener, because I don't just narrate, I listen to a lot of the stories. Um, when I have the time, I care more for, like you said, stories, true stories that take place in areas where I visit, like you said, the supermarket and all that, because I can put myself in their shoes and it just makes it scarier for me to listen. Have you
Absolutely.
had any crazy fan occurrences?
I have not. I've seen a lot of other YouTubers, big and small, have some Twitter accounts, like confession Twitter account pages made about them.
Yeah.
That's never happened to me. I haven't really had. Do have I do have this group of people that are like a sort of trolling gang. They go around YouTube trolling,
Uh-huh.
and they're very dedicated. They are extremely, extremely dedicated to the trolling, the art of trolling, and they like my channel for whatever reason. And
Oh, wow.
there's about six of them, and they plan who they're going to troll and when on my
Oh
channel,
my.
which makes me laugh. Yes.
You have them down
So
to a science there.
well, they use my channel as like a safe haven. So they talk on my channel about who they're going to troll, what they're going to say, and which channel's got a new video up that they're going to troll together. So they're a trolling group of about 5 to 6 people, and they
Wow.
use my channel to discuss where they're going to troll, and they asked me if they could stay, and I said I didn't mind because it was good for my analytics.
Wow. So you know who's going to be trolled before it even happens. You have the
Absolutely.
inside info. That's great. I'll have to come to you if I ever start noticing strange people commenting on
Well,
my
they did say to me, if any difficult individuals come to the channel, just let them know, and they'll troll them. So it's like a mafia.
Wow, so because you're on, you're allowing them to stay, they're protecting you. That's great. I learned something new
Absolutely,
today.
that's right. Yeah, you've got to give them protection.
Yeah, I suppose so. Since starting your YouTube channel, what has been your biggest obstacle with it?
The depressing feeling, two depressing feelings: the depressing feeling of making a video that you think is fantastic and nobody's seeing it, and you
Yeah.
clicking the refresh button and thinking, when are people going to come? I
Yeah, and
thought
just
this was going
sitting
to be
there
easier.
camping on your video, just refreshing
Yes.
and there's like three
Refreshing.
views.
Another view.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
obviously, I'm still a small channel now, but it's nice now because I put up a video and I go away for a run or something, and I come back and there's already a few hundred views and 30 or 40 comments. So that makes it a bit nicer. But at the beginning, it was extremely tough because you make this video and you think, yeah, this is great, everyone's going to love it, and nobody sees it. And then also, what was very difficult is the YouTube glitch, which made me lose quite a few
Oh,
subscribers. And I was actually ready to leave YouTube. I was
oh my.
ready to leave YouTube during that period because I was video and I checked and I'd lost something like 45 subscribers, and I just thought, no, I can't do this. This is insane. I'm doing all this work, and YouTube is doing everything in its powers
To not help, and that's an issue with YouTube, that that's just one of the many issues with YouTube, unfortunately, that I know it hurts the bigger channels as well, but I think it hurts a little more when you're a small channel. And even just losing 5 subscribers when you're at 50, it hurts because you've been working so hard to get your name
sure.
out there, and all of a sudden these subscribers that took you, I don't know, a month to get are all of a sudden poof, gone. And that's why it's important for people to follow all of us on things like Twitter or Instagram, because that's how you realize that you've been unsubbed, honestly. There's no other way for it. It's
Sure.
not like we can send out an email and say, hey guys, make sure you're still subscribed, because then you just start getting labeled as spam.
Sure, absolutely. Well, it does appear to be fixed now, on my end at least. Subs constantly going up, and every time I upload now, I don't seem to lose any subs the moment I upload, which was happening before. So
We'll see with that
uh,
one. That one's gone, but now we're losing views, which is great. You know, I mean, my
Oh
channel
yes.
monetized, but you know, almost everybody else's is. And then I just hear, oh, you know, I had like I lost 22,000 views. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, really? Really, YouTube, you need to get your life together, because for some people, this is their livelihood, you know, this is how they live,
Absolutely.
and that's just not fair. Okay, so anything else?
What is
Sorry, go ahead.
funny about that is the sub count issue. They didn't even acknowledge there was a problem, and it took them months and months and months, and nobody really knows if it's actually fixed. But when it came to handed out, they fixed it within a day. It was, you know, as soon as they announced that there was an issue, that it was fixed within a few days. And but when it came to losing subs, they didn't even acknowledge a problem. So I thought that was quite funny.
Well, yeah, I mean, with the whole thing with the views and them accidentally giving views, it benefits them because they have to pay you guys less. They realize, oh, we accidentally were going to pay you for all of these views, but you didn't really get them. So we'll fix that right away. So if it benefits them, then yes, you know, they will fix it right away. But if it benefits us, it's not going to happen, you know, unfortunately.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else that you wanted to let your subscribers know that are out there and maybe watching this?
Yeah, I would tell them to subscribe to your channel. 100%.
Oh, thank you. I
I've listened
appreciate
to
that.
videos, and you know, it's a very good. You've got a very good voice, and I'm sure that you will be a big, whether you believe it or not. I'm sure you'll be a big channel as well.
Well, thank you. That
Add to
means
this
a
channel,
lot.
and
That
you're
really does.
fantastic interviews as well. You're a very good interviewer. I think that's something that you should continue as well.
Continue doing. Hopefully,
Yes, absolutely.
you know, when you get hit 100,000, you'll grant me another interview and we'll talk about your experiences making it
100%.
there.
I'm
So
not.
don't forget
I
the
will
love,
never
guys.
become. No, I'm sorry. I would never become one of these people that believes they're fantastic because of a sub count. I would never do that. Because there's, like I said, there's channels where people sit there crying that have millions of subscribers. So it's not like it's a big deal. It's nice, and it's something that I'm working for. But it you know, there are plenty of very, very bad channels with a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, unfortunately. But you know what? You have great content. You know, you work hard for your channel and it's going to pay off. You're going to be one of the people who make it big and make it big because you had great content, not because you put out mediocre content and just, you know, did it for the clickbait. So
I appreciate that.
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our interview portion of this stream.